Also got a good Supreme collaboration. Does that happen that often? Not really. I mean, it's really starting to look like 2021 is going to be the year of awesome sneaker collaborations, and I can't wait. What's up, everybody? I'm Seth Fowler, and this is Weekly Heat. Thanks so much for tuning in today. Make sure to hit that subscribe button down below if you haven't yet, and also make sure to give me a follow on Instagram and on Twitter at RealSethFowler. But before we jump into the video, I want to give a huge thank you to today's sponsor, the CheckCheck app. So the CheckCheck app is one of the easiest and most foolproof ways of legit checking the sneakers in your collection or the sneakers in your friends' collections. And the best part is, you can actually find out whether your sneakers are legit in as little time as just 30 minutes. In fact, this morning I was legit checking this pair of Yeezys, and my results came back within 6 minutes, which is not the norm, but they can come back that quickly. And legit checking your sneakers on the CheckCheck app is really easy. All you have to do is select the brand of sneaker which you're checking and the style. Then once you've done that, you take a couple pictures of your shoes, and the CheckCheck app guides you through that entire process, so you're making sure that you're taking the right pictures to ensure that your shoes are in fact legit. As soon as you upload your images to the CheckCheck app, they're automatically checked out first by CheckCheck's AI system. Once that's done, your shoe is then checked out by two different legit checkers, two completely different people. That's why it's called the CheckCheck app. They're checked once by a person and then again by another person. I was obviously really happy to find out that my pair of Yeezys were authentic, and like I said, they came back with the results really quickly. But not only that, if you click on the Explore tab of the app, you can actually look at all the sneakers that have gone through the CheckCheck app over the last couple hours and see which ones made it through and which ones were actually fake. It's a really cool and useful app, which I definitely suggest checking out, and if you would like to check it out for yourself, if you download the app and use my code Seth Fowler, you get one free legit check. Not only that, but the CheckCheck app is actually doing a giveaway for 1 year of legit checks or $500 in sneaker cash. Entering this giveaway is really easy. All you have to do is click the link in the description below and follow CheckCheck on Instagram, and then download the CheckCheck app, sign up and register, and use my code Seth Fowler, which gives you one free legit check. And once you've done all that, comment done and you're good to go. Thanks again to the CheckCheck app for sponsoring today's video. Again, if you would like to check out the CheckCheck app for yourself, make sure to click the link in the description below and use my code Seth Fowler for one free legit check. But now let's jump right into Weekly Heat. So starting things off, we finally got an official release date for the upcoming Pharrell Human Race NMDs in yellow. Some of you might have caught my unboxing, some of you might not have, but Adidas actually sent over an early pair of these to me a couple days ago, so if you guys would like to check out that full unboxing and sort of my light review of this shoe, make sure to click the link at the top of the screen. And I think it's fair to say that this is definitely one of the most vibrant and out there Pharrell Human Race NMDs so far, because of the bright yellow color that not only extends over the upper of the shoe, but also down onto the midsole and on the outsole. One of my favorite details on the shoe is Human Race being written down the center of the shoe in Hindi, which I think is a beautiful language, and it looks incredible on this sneaker. And I think if you have a hole in your sneaker collection that really needs to be filled by a very brightly colored shoe, this is a great shoe to go with. And if you're trying to grab a pair of these for yourself, the official release date for the yellow Pharrell Human Race NMDs is November 7th, which is this weekend. Next up, Billionaire Boys Club and Reebok have teamed up for a brand new sneaker collaboration and capsule on the Reebok Question Low. This collab features 3 different colorways of the Reebok Question Lows and is the first shoe that BBC has ever put out that features the BBC Running Dog logo, hence the name Running Dog Capsule. The colorways of each of these shoes are designed to merge the BBC ice cream color palettes with Reebok's basketball heritage, and not only that, pay homage to Pharrell and Allen Iverson's Virginia roots. There are 3 different color variants that all feature sort of a cream yellow upper. There's a green and blue, a red and pink, and a purple and blue. It's definitely a bright set of sneakers, and it's probably not for everyone, but if I had to pick one for myself, I'd probably go for that purple and cream colored one. I think that's just such a dope look. If you're looking to grab any of these colorways, they release first through BBC on November 6th and then have a much wider release on November 12th. After that, in an unfortunate but still not surprising move, it looks like Nike is delaying the release of the 2020 Dornbecker collection to early 2021. Now the reason for this delay should be pretty obvious. It's because of the worldwide pandemic, and while it is disappointing that we're not going to get to see these shoes until 2021, it does make a lot of sense, and I think most of us would rather be safe than be sorry. Not too much is known about the upcoming collection or even the silhouettes used in this upcoming collection, but I'm definitely excited to see it whenever they decide to finally release it. Moving on, we've got a first look at what seems to be one of the wildest Nike Blazer collaboration sneakers I've ever seen. Based on images from Caught by JC, the shoe seems to be a collaboration between Nike and the Japanese brand Ready Made. The shoe seems to come in sort of a camo or hunting gear sort of vibe. It's got a bright orange Nike swoosh on the side that seems to be distorted in Photoshop, like they pulled it to make it longer and then stretched it and then made it much skinnier. It's a weird looking Nike swoosh. Not only that, but the midsole of the shoe also looks like dripped candle wax, which is definitely an interesting aesthetic and one that I actually don't mind. Based on this image, it kind of looks like there's camo around the top of the tongue and around the top of the ankle, which I'm not against. And on the heel of the shoe, you've got a white heel counter that features the ready-made logo in black. This shoe's wild. I don't know what else to say about it. It's a really weird looking Nike blazer, but I like weird looking shoes, and I think collaborations that really push design are the most exciting collaborations. So whether this collab is popular or not, I think it's really cool to see a designer actually try something completely different on a pair of Nike sneakers. And if you're trying to grab a pair of the ready-made Nike Blazers, they should be releasing sometime in fall/winter 2020, which is now, so they could drop anytime. So according to Z Sneakerhead Z, it looks like in 2021 we'll be getting a new version of the UNC Air Jordan 1s. In images provided by Spicy Chicken Wings, we do get a first look at this sneaker, and it seems like the shoe comes in Chicago color blocking, except replacing the red with a UNC Tar Heels blue. To be honest with you, I'm kind of into it. I think that is a fire look. I'm not totally sure whether I prefer this version of the UNC ones or last year's version of the UNC ones. It also seems a little bit like they're going for that sort of shattered backboard color scheme where they start out with like a black toe version and then they go to a shattered backboard 2.0 version. If that makes sense at all. Maybe I'm crazy, but it always seems like they create colorways of shoes in a specific order. If you're looking to grab a pair of these 2021 UNC ones, which I'm assuming most people will be, they should be releasing sometime in early 2021. Next up, we've got a first look at the Chinese New Year Nike Dunk Low. This shoe isn't even a collab, and in my opinion, it has the potential to be one of the most popular sneakers of 2021 because of how crazy it looks. I mean, it really reminds you a lot of the Nike Dunk Low What Does, and I think that's going to be a big selling point for this sneaker because that shoe is a crazy grail. This shoe comes with a ton of different patterns and textures and materials in the upper, and it's really a very interesting shoe, especially just to look at. You've got what seem to be watercolor details over a majority of the upper, and then hits of just plain colored panels on the midfoot and on the toe. But what's interesting is even on those plain colored panels, you've got differences because the material that they use is different. So on the toe of one shoe, you've got this really plush suede. On the toe of the other shoe, you've got metallic. And then on the other shoe, you've got like a bright orange. I don't know, it's crazy. It's a crazy looking sneaker. And I can almost guarantee this shoe is going to be stupid limited. So not only is it going to be popular because it's very difficult to get, but it's also a Nike Dunk Low, and it also looks pretty great in my opinion. So for that reason, I think the shoe is going to be almost impossible to grab. So the left shoe of the pair seems to be the slightly more toned down side of the pair. It comes in browns and grays and whites, and the right shoe seems to be a bit more vibrant with some oranges and some reds and some bright yellows. However, the designs and the colors used on these shoes don't look different enough to where the pair doesn't work together. It was arguable that the Air Jordan 5s look kind of crazy on feet because one shoe is red and one shoe is yellow, but on this pair it seems to make more sense together. In addition to all the patterns and materials used on the shoe, it also looks like there's an embroidered Chinese token on the heel of the left shoe. I'm not exactly sure why it's on that shoe and not on the other shoe or what it could possibly mean, but it's a nice design detail and I'm glad they included it regardless. So if you're trying to grab a pair of the upcoming Nike Dunk Low Chinese New Year's, they should be releasing around Chinese New Year in 2021. After that, we've got some new looks at the upcoming Ultra Boost 2021. It seems like with the Ultra Boost 2021, they're continuing to push the performance aesthetic of the shoe. They sort of moved away from the more lifestyle look of the Ultra Boost 1.0 through 4.0s, and they're moving all towards that like tech runner look, which to be fair makes sense because the shoe was specifically designed to be a running sneaker, even the first Ultra Boost, so I understand why they're continuing to do it. However, visually I just don't like it as much. Now the biggest difference both figuratively and literally between the Ultra Boost 2020 and the Ultra Boost 2021 is the giant boost in the midsole. The heel of this sneaker is thick. This is a thick shoe and I'm all for it because the Ultra Boost has always been one of the most comfortable shoes I've ever worn, so this looks even more comfortable than last year's pair. Now to be real, I would expect that your foot kind of sits in the boost and the boost kind of comes up around you on the side of your foot, and that's mainly just to make the boost look thicker, and it's not actually that much boost underneath your foot, but it still gives the shoe a much bouncier look, and I do think there's more boost in this pair than there was in the 2020. Not only that, but it also seems like Adidas is moving away from using full prime knit uppers and instead are using more of like a tech knit upper with some sort of fuse overlay and little TPU panels. I'm sure there's a reason for the material change, and I'm sure it offers a much more stable ride, but it doesn't look as good, and I bet for just casual wearers, I think it won't be as comfortable on foot. But like with every new Ultra Boost model, I will be doing a full review of this sneaker, hopefully before or possibly right after this shoe comes out, so make sure to subscribe if you haven't yet to stay tuned for that. Next up, we've got a first look courtesy of Caught by JC of the upcoming Supreme Nike Dunk Low Stars. This collaboration is obviously heavily inspired inspired by the Supreme Nike Dunk Highs from 2003, which have since become one of the most popular Nike Dunks of all time. And so it just makes sense that Supreme wants to follow up their iconic 2003 collaboration with a low top variant, which arguably could be much more popular. I'm definitely surprised it almost took 20 years to do this collab though. You would have thought they would have followed it up like the next year because of how popular it was. So like I said, the overall design of the shoe mimics the design of the 2003 Supreme Nike Dunk High collaboration and features the gold star print on the midfoot just like the original pair. However, unlike the original collaboration, the colors dropping this time around seem to be slightly different. This time around, the collaboration will feature 4 different Nike Dunk Low colorways, a hyper blue, a mean green, a bark root brown, and a brown colorway. I know I just said that the Chinese New Year Nike Dunk Lows might be the most popular shoe of next year, but I think this shoe literally could be the collaboration of 2021 because of the history that it has, the fact that it's a Supreme collaboration, and that we're at the peak of the Nike Dunk popularity. I think all of those things together mean that this collab is going to be insanely hyped. So if you're looking to grab a pair of these for yourself because you're a Dunk fan, a Supreme collector, a hype beast, or just someone trying to make a quick buck, this shoe should be releasing sometime in mid-2021. And then finally, rounding off today's video, we've got a first look at the upcoming Trophy Room Air Jordan 1 highs. In my opinion, this shoe is one of the craziest Air Jordan 1 collaborations of all time, and there are a couple reasons for that. The first is that this shoe is a collaboration with Trophy Room, which is a sneaker store owned by Michael Jordan's son, Marcus Jordan. So like the other Trophy Room Jordans, it's literally a Jordan family collaboration. Not only that, but this shoe is coming in a Chicago 1 colorway, which is one of the most popular Air Jordan 1 colorways of all time. And not only that, it's got Michael Jordan's signature on the heel. It's obviously not a real signature, it's printed, but it still makes the shoe look like a collector's item. All of those things together just make me really love and really want this shoe. Like, I'm obsessed with this sneaker. I will pay resale for it. I don't care. I want this shoe. Obviously, this shoe is not exactly a Chicago 1. It features white stitching around the upper and a gray outsole rather than a red outsole. And not only that, but it also features a really aged look. Like the midsole is slightly yellow, the upper is kind of worn down. It's a really cool look. And then if you look on the bottom of the sneaker, it turns out that the gray midsole is actually translucent and you can see through to 2 blue stars and 2 red stars. Dude, this shoe is just too much, man. I need this shoe. I just like can't get over it. I just want to have this shoe in my hand right now. So originally it looked like this shoe was going to release sometime near the end of 2020. However, based on information from Marcus Jordan himself, it does seem like this shoe is coming out in 2021, which I guess is good news because we've already got an insane amount of sneakers coming out in 2020. We don't need any more crazy heat this year, but it's gonna suck to wait another couple months. But with that, we wrap up Weekly Heat for this week. Now, I would love to know your thoughts on all of the stories that we covered in today's video, so make sure to let me know in the comment section down below. That rhymes, and it sounds awesome, so I'm gonna keep saying that. Also, don't forget to check out the Check app, which sponsored today's video, by clicking the link in the description below, and use my code SethFowler for 1 free legit check. But as always, thank you so much for watching. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't yet, and I'll see you all in the next one.